Hello, everybody. Welcome to Dude with a Fork. My name is Ken, and on today's episode of Ken Tries Stuff, talking about coffee once again. I don't know if I've mentioned this, but I had really bad acid reflux from my last job, and it was about 5 years that I had to go without drinking coffee. So I've been on a new job just about a little over 2 years, and finally my esophagus and stomach have healed up to the point where I can drink coffee again. So I am very excited to try all the coffee things. And my day usually starts off with a cup of caffeinated coffee, regular coffee, as they call it. And then I go on to decaf. So we're going to talk about what my adventures so far have been, because I'm so excited to be able to drink coffee again. So I bought this package of Southern Pecan coffee. This is Marcella Gourmet Coffee. I bought this at Menard's, actually. It is a light roast, and as you can see, pecans. It says Southern Pecan, and it does have pecans. And this is amazing coffee. You can only buy this at Menard's, though. And I found out why, because if you look at the label, it says distributed by Midwest Manufacturing, Eau Claire, Wisconsin. This is actually Menard's brand coffee. But this was amazing. There was a hint there of the Southern Pecan, and it's a light roast, so it's a really good flavor. And I was so sad, as you can see, when I got to the bottom of this bag. But yeah, my days would start off with a cup of this, and I was so happy and so excited about that. So because I'm out of the coffee loop, and I have been for about 5 years, I've been experimenting with different things. So I thought, okay, after this, what comes next for regular coffee with caffeine? And I completely switched up from light roast to a dark roast. And this is a French roast coffee from Good and Gather. This comes from Target. This bag is, I think this was like $5.49. It was like $5.50 for a 12-ounce bag, which is not terrible. This was $6.99 or $6.49, something like that, for, again, a 12-ounce bag. This is a slightly finer grind, this one, and this is really good, too. But it's the complete opposite direction of this. Now, because this is a dark roast, it does not have as much caffeine as a light roast, and that always surprises people because they think, well, the darker it is, the more caffeine it is. But really, it's darker because they've roasted it longer, and that roasting destroys caffeine. So this one is roasted the least amount of time, and it has the most caffeine. This one has the least amount of caffeine because it's roasted for a longer time. And this one is so good. I actually like this one quite a bit. It took me a little while to get used to that dark flavor because it says bold and smoky with notes of bittersweet chocolate. And I kind of hate when they say, it's like bits of chocolate or whatever in it. And I'm like, I like a good flavored coffee. Hello, pecan. But, I want coffee-flavored coffee unless I'm going for a flavored coffee. So I don't really get hints of bittersweet chocolate. I do get hints of, bold and smoky, though. So this is good. But because it has less caffeine, I can sometimes have 2 cups of this. And the caffeine does not bother me too much. So I highly recommend this one. This one is 5 stars. This one is 4 stars. They're both pretty good. And a great way to start my day. But like I said, first cup or 2, because if I get too much caffeine, then I'm up all night. So then we have to look at, well, what do I have for decaf? And the first thing I grabbed for decaf was, not that one, this one. This is from Aldi. This is Beaumont Classic Decaf. And you'll notice it says deep, rich flavor, and it's a medium roast. And it said mornings are better with Beaumont. And I've got to admit, I did not care a lot for this. It is bitter. There's a lot of bitterness to it, and it took a lot of creamer to make this palatable. When I finished this can, then I did switch over to this classic roast decaf coffee from Walmart. And notice these are both medium, but this one, the Aldi one just says deep, rich flavor. The classic roast decaf from Walmart says rich and smooth. And it is true. This one is a little bit smoother than this one. it kind of surprises me because this one also needed quite a bit of creamer to make it go down well. I would drink either of these if this were the only decaf coffee in the world that I could have. As long as I had creamer, I would be good with these. But this kind of surprises me because this classic decaf, let me go grab something out of the cupboard and show you. This is what I started with. This is Beaumont Coffee Instant Classic Decaf. This is the stuff you brew yourself. And this is actually pretty good. But what that tells me is that they have better control over their brewing process than I do because, of course, to make instant coffee, you first have to make coffee. And then you freeze it really cold and you put it in a pressure chamber and that sucks all the air out, so you have very little air pressure. And they heat it up, and because of the low air pressure, the water turns from a solid into a gas. You don't get a liquid phase. That's called sublimation. But yeah, it tells me that they have better control over their coffee brewing process than I do. And that's because I'm using a cheap coffee maker from Walmart. And if I had something better, this might not be too bad. But like I said, for now, this works with lots and lots of creamer. I can always rely on this as well. But anyway, so I do have a third decaf, but I'm running out of time here. So I will talk about that the next time around. I've got a couple more decaffeinated flavors that I'm going to talk about, and I've got another version of caffeinated coffee that I'll talk about. But I'll save that for next time. So until then, this has been Adventures in Coffee. See you next time.
And that's it, folks. As always, thank you so much for watching. Links to free printable copies of any recipes here are down below in the show notes. Please like, comment, or if you'd like to see more of this kind of material, subscribe. As always, please stay safe, eat great food, and power to the proletariat. We'll see you next time.